Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Hakeem Dawodu against Zubaira Tukhugov today. This is on the undercard of Izzy v Costa. And I believe it's the third fight down. Yeah. No. Sorry, it's the first fight of the main card. It's the first fight of the main card. So let's go through the stats. Hakeem's got a record of 11-1-1. Zubaira 19-4-1. Hakeem's from Canada, Zubaira's from Russia, both the same height. Hakeem's got quite a big reach advantage, 5.5 inches, and 2 inches leg reach advantage. Hakeem's knocked 70% of his opponents out, but if you look at his record, a lot of his KOs and TKOs came earlier in his career. He doesn't have many in the UFC, he only has one finish in the UFC. Zubaira is 33%, 6%, and 61%. Average fight time, Zubaira is about 2 minutes more. In terms of style, Hakeem is primarily a kickboxer. He's a very good kickboxer. And Zubaira is a sambo / wrestling specialist, like many people from that region of the world. So what are your initial thoughts, Andrew?
Well, I'm very confused about this fight. Normally when we do this, I come into this with an idea of who's going to win. With this one, I really don't know. Because on the one hand, you've got a really good kickboxer in Hakeem Dawodu, who's very good. And on the other hand, you've got a Russian sambo champion with okay striking, half-decent striking. But the reason I'm so confused is because obviously Hakeem Dawodu wants to keep it on the ground. And you think... Sorry, on the feet, yeah. And at first sight, you'd think that Zubaira, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Zubaira. Just call him Zubaira.
Zubaira. You'd think that he would want to take it to the ground. And you think that he is able to take it to the ground. So... at first sight, this looks like a battle between a striker and a grappler, right? But and when I first started looking into this fight, I thought, okay, well, if Zubaira gets it to the ground, which he probably will, he's going to win this fight, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at Zubaira's fights and you look at his stats, he doesn't have the best takedown accuracy. It's something like 45, 46% or something.
I think it's in the 50s.
Okay.
You may have, and we actually commented on this in one of our videos. Some websites cover a MMA fighter's whole career, and some websites, namely the UFC website, will just cover UFC fights. So I think on the UFC, I've got the stats here.
So what does the UFC do? Is that just the UFC?
So the UFC will just cover the UFC fights. So his takedown accuracy in the UFC is 56%,
56,
which is pretty good. Yeah.
But for a Russian combat sambo champion, I would expect it to be higher.
I think the distinction here is, and sorry to interrupt, but this is fundamental. They don't show control time here. He can't control people on the ground. His opponents seem to get up quite quickly.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, which is a huge problem.
And that's surprising because you think a Russian national sambo champion would really dominate people on the ground. So he's fought some jiu-jitsu guys. He fought Renato Moicano, who he tried to take Moicano down 4 times.
Yeah.
And a couple of times he kind of half got him down, but then immediately sprang back up, and it's not really a takedown. So basically against Renato Moicano, a jiu-jitsu guy, he had 4 failed takedown attempts, just could not get him to the ground, which I found surprising. He had a similar issue against Douglas Silva de Andrade, another jiu-jitsu guy. Just couldn't get him down. Just could not take him down. And typically when we have a wrestler, particularly of the Dagestani, Chechen variety, they're taking BJJ guys down very easily, and they're very dominant on the ground.
That's true.
Yeah, but Zubaira is really struggling. I don't know whether Moicano and Douglas Silva de Andrade have particularly good takedown defense. I mean, to be fair, Moicano does have a takedown defense of 77%, which is very high.
Yeah, Moicano is a good grappler. slash BJJ specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Andrade has a 66% takedown defense. So these are decent takedown defenses, and Meccano's is very high. But still, you place a wrestler who's all about the takedown and top control, and he's not taking them down. Let alone control time on the ground, which just kind of raises a red flag for me here. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no, that's an extremely fair point. You'd think that someone of Chechen origin, a Russian that hangs around with Khabib from AKA, would be able to take people down easily and control them, which is what all the other predominantly Dagestanis in Khabib's camp do. Islam Makhachev and so on, all the other guys. But he does. He can get people down. I've seen him take people down. Probably people with lesser takedown defense.
He took down Lerone Murphy pretty easily.
Yeah, that was Lerone Murphy's debut fight. He did pretty well in that. He took him down. But again, that goes back to we just don't have a wrestling base in the UK.
Yeah.
So is that something to really point out? Hakeem has got decent pretty good takedown defense according to the stats. But one thing that I would point out with Hakeem's CV is he's fought lesser opposition. A lot of the guys that he fought are not in the UFC anymore.
Yeah.
And the first guy that he fought, a Brit, a Scotsman, Danny Henry, choked him out in the first round. Threw him around and he choked him out.
Yeah, with a guillotine, right?
Yeah, with a guillotine.
Yeah, that was
standing
very
guillotine.
Fast. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was his debut and so on and so forth. But
how good is Danny Henry in terms of jiu-jitsu?
He's not elite. He got choked out by Amir Khani a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, Makwan is very good on the ground. That's what he's known for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah. Actually, that's I shouldn't have. Makwan's had 800 wrestling matches.
Oh fuck.
Amateur ones. Yeah. He's very good on the ground. So that's But yeah, this is a really tough one, and I think what they've done with this is they've tried to figure out. So Zubaira's number 20, Hakeem's number 23, so they're just outside of the top 15. This is for which one of these guys can attack the top 15. That's what they're trying to figure out with this, and it's a tough one, because Hakeem does have good striking. He won his last fight against a decent opponent. I think he won it by split decision, but I watched that fight and I think Hakeem outlanded him in all 3 rounds. I think it probably could have been given a unanimous decision. Zubaira in his last fight knocked a decent fighter out in the first round. So he has knockout power and he's knocked someone else out in the UFC too. Another thing that worries me about Zubaira is he gassed really hard against Lerone Murphy. Like really, really hard. I'm not sure why. He got extremely tired in that fight. And I'm just not sure why.
He does tend to get tired. In round 3, he does get tired in all the fights I've seen. Because he's a very mobile fighter. He's very bouncy. He's on the balls of his feet. He moves in and out of rods. And, he cycles around the outside and he darts in and out. It's a very cardio-intensive style. So I'm not surprised he's very tired in round 3.
He got tired in round 2 in that fight. And he basically fell back on his wrestling.
He was tired doing the striking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. If maybe it was a bad camp or the humidity affected him. It was in Abu Dhabi, but
yeah, I remember the commentator saying that. Yeah.
Yeah,
if in Abu Dhabi where there's no aircon,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but this is a really tough one. And Yeah, it seems to be striker v wrestler, and it's just I haven't seen Hakeem in many situations where he's had to wrestle properly.
The only bit I've seen of Hakeem's wrestling is in the Julio Arce fight. So Julio Arce took him down really easily. And yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened. But Hakeem ended up giving Julio Arce his back.
Oh,
Julio
that's not
Arce
good.
took his back, where, you can start working for the rear naked choke and all of that stuff. Then Hakeem reversed it and then got on top. He reversed position and ends up in his guard and in a dominant position. So he's got some ability on the ground. Reversing position when someone's got your back is quite a high level thing to do. So I think he's got some grappling, at least enough grappling to defend himself on the ground.
Yeah,
But whether it's enough to be offensive, I don't think so.
I don't think so. We could check the stats on that. I've never seen him shoot a takedown.
Me neither. So yeah, that is the question mark.
0% takedown.
Yeah,
85% takedown defense.
I think that takedown defense is skewed. I mean, he's only had 4 fights, and I think
and I mean a lot of these guys are. Danny Henry, he got finished in round 1. This guy's not in the UFC anymore. I believe Kyle Bochniak's not in the UFC anymore. This guy only had 1 fight in the UFC. This is his best opponent, which he won by split decision. I mean, he performed pretty well in that fight. That was quite a long time ago as well. 10 months now.
Yeah.
If we go to Zubaira's record, we've got a decent win there. These two I'm not too familiar with. Split decision loss to Renato Moicano, who's a pretty good fighter. Draw with Lerone Murphy, who's a good fighter, but it was his debut. And then he knocked Kevin Aguilar out in the first round. So in terms of a CV, I think Zubaira's CV is probably better.
It's a bit better, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
still not great. These are not high-level guys on either side. Although I do like Douglas Day on drive.
I think Renato Moicano's...
Oh, yeah, he's good, yeah.
He's pretty good. And in that fight, he did actually dick kick Zubaira twice, and the ref didn't give it.
Yeah.
He hit him in the balls twice. But yeah, I mean, if it's a tough one. I think if Zubaira didn't gas, I would be definitely putting him in the come because he can take a shot, he throws shots back, and he's got offensive wrestling. But he gasses in the 3rd round. And with Hakeem, I just haven't seen enough of his grappling / wrestling in the UFC. I'm not particularly interested in his grappling and wrestling in other organizations because he's coming up against a freestyle wrestler / master of combat sambo now.
Yeah, this is it's about the grappling. We don't know anything, as you say, we don't know anything really about Hakeem Dawodu's grappling. We're assuming he's got maybe a little bit, but probably not a lot. We still don't even know that much about, well, we do know a bit about Zubaira's grappling in the UFC. It's not as good as it should be. It's just not as good. He should be absolutely ruining people on the ground. But
I'm very surprised about that, as you said, and you picked it up straight away.
Yeah. So, I mean, the question is, if Zubaira tries to take down Hakeem Dawodu, is he A, going to get the takedown? I would say probably. And B, can he keep him on the ground for a significant amount of time? Because Hakeem Dawodu is going to elect to keep this standing. And if it does if it is a stand-up fight, Hakeem Dawodu wins, for sure.
Well, unless Zubaira catches him, KOs him with 1 punch, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, when we say for sure, it's like 80%. That's the most you can be sure in MMA, you know.
Yeah.
If it goes to the ground and Zubaira can keep him there for... But bear in mind, in order for Zubaira to win, in my opinion, considering he's not going to win on the feet, he needs to get Hakeem Dawodu to the ground. And for 2 rounds, he needs to hold him there for at least 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and that will tire him out.
Yes. So let's say
Yeah.
rounds 1 and 2, can he get Hakeem Dawodu on the ground and hold him there for 2-3 minutes? I'm going to say, given the problems he's had with other guys, apart from Lerone Murphy,
Yeah.
that's going to be very difficult for him.
Yeah. This is a super tough one. Because as you mentioned, the other guys were both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts with good takedown defense. And Hakeem Dawodu's takedown defense is skewed. I just haven't seen enough of it. And in these type of situations, I normally elect for the wrestler, because a wrestler can dictate where the fight goes. But it's an incredibly tough one. They're both the same age as well. And by the way, if anyone is a lot of people hate Zubaira because he attacked Conor McGregor in the octagon, and I've seen some nasty comments about him on YouTube, calling him a Dagestani rat, and that's just not on, because he's not Dagestani, he's Chechen. Get it right, people. They're
So
separate republics within Russian. So he's a
Chechen rat. Might be a
Sorry?
I'm just putting it out there. He might be a terrorist.
No, I don't think he is.
Allegedly.
That's Ali Abdulaziz. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. No, he's not.
He used to be a terrorist. Now he's a Trump supporter.
Now he's all right. He's Trump's friend now. Trump says it's okay. It's okay.
That's bizarre.
No, Zubaira's Chechen, people, just like Kamzat.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, sorry, Waleed.
Yes, this is really bugging me.
Me too. It's annoying because Zubaira should be winning this fight. With the skill set, he should be winning this fight.
Yeah, if you look at Master of Combat Sambo / freestyle wrestling / one Sambo tournaments, has one punch knockout power, is from AKA and is 29, you'd think you'd be able to beat this guy.
Yes. Yeah. On paper, he should win. I just got my doubts whether he can. I think he can get Dawodu to the ground. My doubt is, can he keep him there? Because there's something wrong. If a combat Sambo national Russian champion cannot keep a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy on the ground, something is wrong, and it doesn't make sense to me. So I cannot bet on Zubaira here. And if everything that we've said up until now is true, then a lot of this fight, or most of this fight, is standing up, and then Dawodu wins because he's by far the better striker.
Yeah, Dawodu's he is a better striker. Though Zubaira's not a bad striker. He does bounce in and out quite well. He keeps his hands down though. That's quite worrying. But yeah, Hakeem's definitely a better striker.
If Zubaira, you know what Zubaira does? He bounces in and out. He often comes in with the left hook.
Yeah, left hook.
When he does that, I can see Dawodu just cracking him, counter punching him, and yeah, knocking him down, finishing him, because he just lunges in and he's exposed. I think a sophisticated striker will exploit that.
Yeah. This is a tough one. This is definitely not going in the cum-cum.
No, for sure.
Yeah, this is, and I think the odds reflect that. I think Zubaira is just a slight favorite in this.
He is,
slight favorite. Yeah. What is it? Minus
125.
And what's Hakeem?
He's even odds, even money.
Yeah. All right, let's get to predictions. Fucking hell, this one's tough. I'm gonna go with Zubaira here, because I just haven't seen enough of Hakeem's wrestling or grappling, and that worries me a lot. and also his CV is just not that good. Most of the people he's fought are not in the UFC anymore.
True. That is true.
So I'm going to go with Zubaira. I also think Zubaira is part of a better camp, aka. However, I do have my doubts about him gassing and so on. But I'm going to go for my Chechen brother in this, Zubaira.
Okay, I'm just Googling something very quickly, and that's Julio
Yeah.
Arce's jiu-jitsu abilities.
Which he didn't use in that fight, bar that one takedown.
Yeah, he's got a rear naked choke against Daniel Tamer. I don't know if that's worth shouting about. Yeah, that's it, basically, in the UFC. I'm going to say that given Zubaira gasses, given that he can't take down Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys, given that he struggles to get any kind of control time, unless they're English fighters who don't have wrestling, I'm going to have to assume that most of this fight stays on the feet, and therefore I have to go with Hakeem Dawodu.
You know what would be interesting to check quickly? What's Hakeem's BJJ background? Has he got a belt in BJJ?
I haven't been able to find anything about his grappling experience. It's all just kickboxing and Muay Thai. From what I've
Kickboxing and
seen.
Muay Thai, which he is very good at, in fairness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you have it, guys. I'm going with Zubaira. I think he will win a decision. And Andrew?
Hakeem Dawodu via decision.
Via decision. And if anybody's watching and got offended by any of our comments, I'm Central Asian, so I'm actually more of a rat than Zubaira is. So we're just messing around, and don't be soy boys about it. Yeah, I'm going with Zubaira here. Well, we'll see what happens. This is going to be close. This is not going in the cum-cum, people. Avoid this fight in the cum-cum.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I should bet on Dawodu. I think he's got a slight edge, but I don't know if this is.
Yeah, maybe in
doing.
the risky cum-cum.
There's just something in my mind. For me, definitely not in any cum-cum.
Oh, okay.
There's just something in my mind about Zubaira fading into the third round, and Hakeem
Which he
Dawodu,
does, and that's in the back of my mind too.
Yeah, and Hakeem Dawodu looking strong in the third round. So yeah, I might put a speculative bet on Hakeem Dawodu at even money.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, there you go. I've got Zubaira. Andrew's got Hakeem. Stay tuned for more fight picks. And we'll get back to any comments that you guys have left on the YouTube channel. And also, we have an Instagram page, GrappleFK_media. Please do follow. Loads of cool shit on there. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.